Hello, everyone. We're going to let a few more people join us. And while this is going live, I'm going to be sharing this to a few of my other platforms. My name is Carla Berline. You're watching Around Town TV. And I am really excited tonight to talk social media 101. So, looks like we've got, yep, it's going live. So I am going to share it to all my pages. And if you're wanting to learn how, and you can see it in the monitor here, this will show you just how to do that. Thanks. It looks like we've got several people joining us momentarily. Hi, Joni. Your little gift is right to my left of me, Joni. Okay. I'm going to do one more here as people are joining. I'm sharing this to other pages. There we go. All right, looks like, hello, Mom. Oh, we've got a nice crew online. And I think, so you're going to see me doing a variety of things with the phone today, and it'll be a little weird and awkward, but I wanted you to be able to also see the screen. For those of you just tuning in, it is almost 7 o'clock, but my name is Carla Berline, and you're watching Around Town TV. This is our 152nd edition. We are the longest airing television community showcase featuring Minnesota's best kept secrets and businesses. And Around Town Media does a lot of consulting. In the past 5 years or so, we've become known as kind of the social media guru. A few people even have dubbed us as, or me as, the queen of social media. I wouldn't necessarily say that, but one of the passions and love is teaching people personally and professionally how to use social media, how to build their brand. And there's so many different platforms, and tonight we'll primarily focus on Facebook. But one of the things there's a lot of people I've learned that are intimidated, they're fearful of social media. I have actually had people barrage me and say, oh, that's for phonies. And just various comments that have almost been hurtful, because this is how I make my living, and this is how I help my clients, or one piece to how I help my clients generate revenue, get their brand out there, engage in the community, and show who they really are. And as we have so much technology at our fingertips, many times we don't realize the power or the impact of what social media can do and what our posts can do. We just saw that recently with the whole Kavanaugh, Dr. Ford issue. People were going back to yearbooks back in high school. Can you imagine now with social media? I mean, and all the memories that show up every year, or every day, I should say. I mean, we really do have to be careful with every post. And whether it's a political post or a religious post or any type of post, just remember that whatever you're posting, that you feel confident with the people that are reading that, especially if it's political, because half of your friends aren't on that side, and and maybe you're okay with offending them. I have plenty of friends that are like, I don't care. I'm going to offend them if they don't like it. That's their deal. I respect and support that. All I tell people is use social media the way your personality is. If you're one of those, and we know there's a lot of people that will be like creepers, they'll go on and they'll be watching, and they may post, and comment on your social media sites, but you'll never see them post. And that's okay. If that's who they are, there's nothing wrong with that. For those of you who have a lot of questions or any comments, or maybe you don't want to comment here or ask a question here, but you want to private message me, please do. I get 2 to 3 emails a day with questions on social media. I help various platforms, from universities to large corporations in town. My specialty, though, is with small and medium-sized businesses. I'm going to just look. Hey, Greg. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Jennifer. We've got several people online, so I really, really appreciate all of you that are tuning in and watching this. We're talking social media. My name is Carla Berline, and we're going to just start tonight with Facebook. And I'm going to do a close-up shot as I start to show you things. But one of the things, And I was thinking about this, where do I start with social media? I mean, I could literally talk for 48 hours straight and not even cover the tip of the iceberg. I have one client that is having me teach one of their clients or one of their employees social media, and she was frustrated. She kept saying to me, I feel like you're having to show me over and over. And what I had to say to that person is, you've been in this industry 30 some years. That would be like me coming and working here. You can't learn it all in one night, but I just want to give you kind of a well-rounded vision of what you can do with social media. For example, Facebook, and we'll get into that in a moment. Facebook is generally for the 35, even 45 plus crowd. The kids used to be on it. When they found out their parents were there, they left. I like social media for business. A lot of people in my industry that are on air have sort of celebrity or public figure pages, and I do have one of those, and I have a business page for Around Town Media. But many of you, and I know this has even confused a few of you, I have two profiles because I hit my limit in friends, and I tried to do the other one, and that was great, but I wasn't able to see and interact and with a good 2,000 plus of those friends and people. So then I started another profile, and I've already hit over 4,000 there. And I wish that these profiles would allow unlimited numbers, because I really do want to see what all my friends and family and colleagues, clients, acquaintances are doing. I wish everybody a happy birthday, but for me, that's my personality, and that works for me. It does not work for everybody. So when we get into a little bit, so that's Facebook. With Facebook, I just recently had a question. I've actually had several people ask me this lately. What's the difference between a group on Facebook and a page, like a business page or a public figure page? A group is if you've got an organization, let's say it's a Girl Scout troop or a video group or a religious group or Mary Kay or any of the various products, and you just want to work within that community and communicate. Maybe it's even a class reunion or a group of girls that like to get together, neighborhood or whatever. That's great there, but it is tougher if you've got a brand or you're trying to get the word out about something, then you want to keep it a little more open on a page versus a group. Now with groups, you can leave some of the discussions open, but you have to join the group, and people aren't always going to do that. With a page, you don't even have to like or follow a page to see posts. And that was another recent comment or question I just received. What's the difference between liking a page and following a page? And there's various reasons people do both. Sometimes people don't want somebody to know they're following their page, so they'll follow it because then that person can't see who's following. They can only see the people who have liked a page, similar to when someone's friended you. Another thing that you'll see is, could be like somebody will like a page and then unlike it, but they're still following it, because when you like a page, you automatically are pretty much following it. And the reason for that is it comes up in your news feed when you're liking a page. You can like and post things. Well, you can do that with when you're just following somebody too. So there's there's like 4 or 5 different reasons why you might want to do one or the other, but I've been getting a lot of those type of questions, and I'm not going to necessarily get into a lot of detail unless you ask me a question. Thanks, Joni. She's saying love to Mimi. But if you do have a question like that, please, please, please feel free to ask me here, and I will look, and then I'll go through these when I'm done as well. So Twitter seems to be the place where a lot of men are, or a lot of celebrity and business figures and women are in that respect, but it tends to lean towards the male demographic. Instagram seems to be younger kids, photographers, artists, people who have creations in photography and videography. And of course, with Facebook and Instagram now kind of conjoining forces, there's ways to use those interchangeably as well. You no longer can use Twitter and have that post go to Facebook like you used to be able to. Just Twitter and Instagram are kind of friends, if you will. And same with Pinterest. You can still post on Pinterest and have it go to Facebook, but they didn't play well for a while, so you've had to do a little workaround for that. Pinterest tends to be female orientated, women that are into crafts and arts, or just trying to be organized and plan and have some boards. You'll see more females there. Snapchat, I have had people argue this one with me, but since 2016, Snapchat has increased dramatically. The kids are using it. A lot of things on Snapchat have changed, and the tools that you can use. It used to be, you'd snap something, it would go away. In fact, Snapchat was a sex I don't know if it was like an application or what it was before it became an app, but it was really like a sex site years ago, and then it went away, and then it came back as more family friendly. And I think a lot of the kids initially, especially college kids or people snapping and doing things that they would think, oh, it's gone. Well, now you can save those, but speaking to that factor where people do think their snaps go away, I have actually watched a forensic specialist take what they thought was a deleted cell phone and get everything back, including some snaps, within like 10 minutes. So you have to be careful. You never know where you're posting and what you're doing. Just assume anything and everything, whether you email or put it on social media, can be seen by everybody, even with settings and you think it's public, you think it's private, because I can tell you that there are ways for people to find it. And I even found myself where I'd be out with the girls and we'd do a cheers with a glass of wine, and I thought, that could be perceived wrong. I do a lot with youth, so I'm really careful to make sure that's not in every single picture because of that perception. Thinking of, so we've got, LinkedIn. LinkedIn, of course, is business orientated, but one of the things they've really done with that is they're allowing posts and pictures and videos. You can even do, can do live videos on Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, which is tied to Twitter, and of course Facebook. But I would say LinkedIn, if I'm trying to build a brand, I really use LinkedIn and Facebook as well as Instagram, of course Twitter and Pinterest as well. And don't be afraid, there are software programs like Hootsuite where you can utilize those for to do a post that'll go to multiple sites. I tend to do it a little more organically. I had this conversation with a newer friend and colleague in the industry, a pioneer actually in live streaming today, and we talked about that, how it can take longer, but I find sometimes for my clients, I need to do that because each post needs to be specific to that platform. And there are some, each platform is different. That's why there are so many different social mediums. So that is a really, really big deal when it comes to respect to that as well. If you have some questions, hi. Hi, Eric. Agree. Search YouTube for Gary V. Important to use that medium or wither away. Oh, yes, very important. So as a videographer and a producer in this industry, I use for my clients, for myself, for my businesses specifically, I use YouTube and Vimeo interchangeably as well. I tend to use that, and livestream.com. I use just about every platform I can that's a more well-known, where video can be embedded or live stream done there as well. Very, very important. I see a lot of you are online. I'm actually able to, you're seeing me here watching this through my computer. I'm gonna do a close-up because I wanna show you a couple different things. So, okay, so now you're gonna see here my computer, and what you're seeing is actually my live streaming show. And with a show like this, I can do this, I do this to multiple platforms, but one of the reasons I don't use software, and in the beginning I was doing the whole sharing mechanism, is some of the softwares that allows your show to go to multiple platforms at once, or your live streaming to multiple platforms at once, doesn't keep track of the amount of viewers in one place. You'd have to go to every place and add them up. And that is how you can sell your content to businesses and prospective new clients that want to do this for their business or organization. So when I'm done, it'll keep all the number of viewers right here. Right now it shows how many are online and how many comments I've had and how many people have liked it. Now, one of the things I'm going to do, I am going to go to Around Town and my business page. And one of the things I want to show you, this is where I was talking a little bit ago about liking a page versus following it. When you generally like a page, you're usually following it. That means it's going to come up into your news feed. A lot of times people may not want that to happen, so they'll follow it so that they can see it and they can see some of the posts and go to the page. You wouldn't have to like a page or follow it to see any of the posts. There's my client, FSBO Homes. That is a great concept, and he is a brilliant man. If you are in the market to sell a home, awesome business model. You can save a lot of money. Okay, so you can see here, here's the show that I shared to this page. Now, One of the things that people don't realize, and this is why you would probably want to like a page, if you've got some businesses or organizations that you don't want to miss their posts, maybe you're on a board, maybe you're just a part of an organization, maybe your kids group, a school, but you want to make sure you see them and not have to search. And the more friends you have, the more that it can get buried. You go to that page where it says like, and when it says follow, you put your cursor there, and you can't do this, unfortunately, it'll default back if you try to do it from your cell phone, but you want to go, and I want to make sure you can see this here. I don't know if you can see this, but you want to go here and hit see first, and you actually have to go in and have it say see first, done, and click out of it. So where it says following, you click see first, then go into where the pencil is, and then that way all of the businesses I follow, I will be able to see. I'm going to see, yep, see, so hopefully you were able to see that. If you're on a mobile phone, it might be a little too small, but that is just a really important, and that is the difference, is by following, you can set the defaults so that it just shows up. So let's say I posted and you weren't able to, I posted this morning and you went in and it's tonight and you're seeing it. If you're not seeing it first, it could get buried way down into all of your news feed, and you may not even see my post. You can actually unfollow so you don't see any of the news feeds. So that's a little bit of the difference. When you like a page, I'll be able to see that you've liked it. If you follow it and not like it, I can't see that. Or let's say you've decided you really don't like a business anymore, but you don't want them to know, and they won't know that you've necessarily unliked it. They don't get a notification, but maybe you just don't want them to ever be able to know that you are still kind of following them. Maybe it's a competitor. Then you can not like it and just follow it, so that you still see the news feeds. Or there's a few that I just go to their page for the businesses that I consult for. So that gives you a little bit of an idea here. There's so much you can do with the business page. Here's a slideshow that I created for my cover photo. You've got your profile photos. Then this, of course, we can get into just a ton of different things. I'm going to go back to my profile here. And what a lot of people don't realize, let's say you're going to do a post. Not only can you obviously tag your friends and you can upload a video or photo, or you can go live if like we are now. You can tag friends. You can customize, from feelings to watchings to eating, listening, and sometimes I'll do some custom ones for my clients. Of course, you can, there's a lot of different things here you can do by creating events, checking in, and I encourage you to do all of that. A lot of times for my clients, I'll do a post and I'll check in that I'm there, even though I'm not, because it gives somebody another link to get to them. If you want to tag, let's say we wanted to tag around town, I do the ampersand sign around town till it comes up, and there I am. And when you tag it, there's a blue link. So when you do post this, when that post shows up, if someone wants to get to that page, that's all they have to do is click on it. If you say you're at around town, then they'll have two places. If you say you're watching around town, you're giving them many options to get to that page, to build your brand. If you're tagging multiple people, let's say I had 5 people on the show with me tonight, I could tag all of them and it would go to their page as well. So there's lots of different ways, and I always encourage people, hi Robert, hi Calvin, I always encourage people to just play around with it, spend the time and the investment. If you're someone who's intimidated, that's okay. I have a girlfriend who's like, I hate Facebook, and she joined because she knew so many people were on there, and I said, you can even have your settings so nobody can post on your profile, and you don't even have to post. And she has grown into posting a little bit more, and she does allow people to post on her site. I have friends where, like you can't wish them a happy birthday because that's how they have their settings on their actual profile, but you can private message them. There are so many different ways to communicate with people, to post, to wish them well. And if you are that person that's a little bit fearful, I don't know, maybe perhaps, let's say, for example, I've done this before where I've posted something that I'm really passionate about, and then I'm like, go in and delete it. If you're not feeling 100% about that post, or you're feeling like it might offend somebody, or they might read it the wrong way, here's the other thing. People think with social media, they don't like something, they'll just barrage you and bully you right back right there. And I'm thinking, would you do that in real life? Probably not. But it gives people the excuse to misbehave, and that isn't right. Like I said again, we have all the access of technology at our fingertips, and it's really allowing people to behave in ways that aren't appropriate because of that. You'll see different things in the news and politics, and people will post their passions, and that's fine. But we have to remember that if we're doing that, there are going to be people you're offending. I had somebody just say, can I, let's see here. I'm going to go to all my comments here. Can I tag? I had someone just ask a question and it just went away. Let me see why that happened. I have to leave the page, I bet, to get there. My apologies. Okay. Can I tag in all social media at once from Facebook for my book? You can tag, you can't all at once, but you can tag in one spot, like if you were on this profile doing that, Joni, and then share it to your pages. But what you could do is tag your page from your personal profile, or vice versa. Say you're reading your book, and that'll come up, or even customize, I'm reading, the White Chair Day, that kind of thing, and really get creative that way. But that doesn't mean you can tag in Instagram, but you can't do it from Facebook and have it go to Instagram. And we'll get into some of that as well. It's hard for me to show Instagram from the computer because it's meant for your mobile phone, but you can do that ampersand and tag it that way as well. And there's also the tag for people. But I'll go in a lot of times if I'm doing a post on Instagram, and I'll do that ampersand Around Town TV, for example, or FSBO Homes, and it will tag it, but then I'll also go in and tag the people that are involved. So there's multiple ways to maximize that post. Boosting on a business page is also a great way. There's also through the business page, through the business manager sites, where you can do even bigger advertising, if you will. But when I tell people that are trying to do this to keep it organic, I encourage them to, especially if budget's an issue, even a couple $100s, you can build it without having to spend a lot of money. It takes time and effort. That's why a lot of times people hire somebody like me, but I encourage you, if it's your brand, for example, Around Town TV and Around Town Media, me as the on-air talent, I was kind of the face of it, so it was important that I also and the person responding and emailing and that sort of thing. Of course, with real celebrities, if you will, they have people who do that for them, and it's less personal. People like to hear from that person they're reaching out to. Let's see. So we talked about this. I'm going to switch over here to a second. I'm going to go back to here so you can get a close-up. And I'm going to go to my Twitter account. And when we log into Twitter, it's kind of the same thing. If you're going to tweet, you can upload a picture, you can upload a video, you can embed a video here, you can tag, like I can ampersand Around Town TV, media, like my client FSBO Homes, Woodbury, my client, let's see, Al's Vacuum. And so you can tag your clients that way too, and then when you tweet, it goes to them, they get the notification, again, maximizing the exposure of the tweet and the post. And again, we see a lot more males on this. Whoops, I'm gonna discard that. Pinterest, again, so that is more for women, and a lot of times what I'll do is I'll go to my Vimeo account, like this, and I'll pull up the promo for tonight. Oops, here we go. So how I actually am able to pin that is, let's see, where did it go? Not sure there was a pin. So there, you'll take, here it is. You take the pin button, and then you're able to write in here whatever you want to promote it. Favorite places, Minnesota lifestyle and business experts, Around Town TV, wherever, and then you hit save. Once you do that, when you go to that Pinterest board, and I create different boards, I will show you here. Hopefully you can see this. then when you do, let's see, as featured on Around Town TV and you pull it up, if I wanted to take that post, whoop, the Around Town theme song, and share it to social media, I can. I can share it to Facebook, any of my personal or profile pages. I can share it to Twitter. I can share it to Messenger, WhatsApp, email. There's various ways you can share it back to other social medias. Again, more of a female social medium. And Instagram, even though it's meant for your mobile phone, you'll see here if you're wanting to upload from your phone, you'll need to go to that to learn more if you're somebody who's not familiar with that. But you can upload, you can do live videos that really, they're meant to interact with each other, meaning Facebook and Instagram, they're friends because Instagram was bought by Facebook. So there's a lot of different, they're different platforms, but they work really well together and they play really well together, where Facebook isn't a good friend to a lot of other social mediums because of the competitive nature. So then you can see different things here. So I'm going to go back to my Facebook here, and there's still several of you on. Anybody have questions or comments? My name is Carla Berlin. You're watching Around Town TV, the Twin Cities' longest airing television community showcase. We're live streaming, and you're able to see the live streaming right here on my computer. And we're mainly known as Minnesota's lifestyle and business experts, featuring Minnesota's best kept secrets and businesses. On the consulting side, we do marketing, business strategy, communications, media, PR, social media, media buying, and we do a lot of social media for our clients, an organic way to build the brand, to engage with your community. But it's really important that if you're somebody who has a business page, that either yourself or you have somebody else that can monitor it. You want your response rate to be high. It shows a lot about your customer service. You want to make sure those who are liking posts you've boosted, or other posts that people have maybe linked you in or tagged you in, that you can go to them and invite them to like your page. You can't learn social media in a day or a week or a night or even a year, but if you play with it and you learn, a lot of families, I'm so thrilled, for example, we've got family in town for a family reunion. They're in town as of today, and I'm grateful because we are been connected on Facebook, so I know when they've had cancer, I know when a dog has died, and same with my class reunion. I went to my 30-year class reunion 2 years ago, and it was really nice to be able to go up to people and say, hey, how's your daughter? Instead of get to that, so how many kids do you have? Are you married? You know all that already if you follow people on Facebook or social media, and it just, you're able to really ask them, get to the root of the question of, okay, so I see you have 2 kids and one plays baseball, or one just had a huge tournament and a championship, or you can ask more specific questions and you can actually be connected to people, I believe, closer. Now, a lot of people say, well, it's phony. They only post what's happy and positive in their life, which I encourage that. You don't want to necessarily air your dirty laundry. If you're not someone to air your dirty laundry verbally, you don't want to use a social medium to do that for the whole world to see, and maybe you're comfortable with that. There are people who are. As a person who built my brand with Metro Cable Network Channel 6 and my websites and my social media, and then took this to live streaming, I thought people would just want to follow a page, but people do. They've asked me, and when I had hit my friends limit on this page, they would ask me questions about, hey, can I be put on a waiting list? And I thought, okay, well, I have a Carla Berlin page. I have a Berlin Family Communication Scholarship and Educational Foundation page, my youth program, Leaders and Achievers of America. I have my Around Town TV show and Around Town Media page. And then I'd hit my max on the Carla Berlin, and I thought, okay, maybe it's just me, but people are saying, hey, if you ever get another page or someone, and people do, they unfriend you, or they shut down their profiles or whatever. For whatever reason, things open up and you get dumped or whatever. So I thought, well, I'm going to just test it. And in June, I opened up another double profile, and I double post and everything, which is double the work, double the birthdays, double the everything. But I'm already over 4,000 friends. So to me, that was worth it, because even though it's more work, I have that many more people in my community that I can share, they can share with me, And that just allows me to help my businesses that are featured on this show, as well as the businesses that I consult and help with marketing and help them grow their businesses. And that's the power of social media. That's where your business can influence others in a very positive way. And that's important. Are there what is the difference between a view and a preview? That is a good question. And you know what, I probably should Google that. I know I believe a view is where they go and they really delve in and look at your profile, where a preview might be where they'll just go to the page. And in fact, let's see what they say. Okay, I'm going to see. I'm going to Google it and see what Facebook says, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But things change on Facebook every day, so that's why I'm going to make sure that I answer you correctly. And a view on Facebook. Okay, the number of times people have hovered over your page name or profile to see a preview of your page content. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to answer that question here. What's the difference between a view and a preview? Well, that's not where we want it to be. Sorry about that. Okay. What is a view? Okay, preview and a review. What's the difference? They're not really answering that, but okay. A view is a visit to the page on your website. If the visitor reloads a page, this counts as an additional page view. If the user navigates to a different page and then returns to the original page, then this will count as another page view. But that's, I think, for websites, because that didn't say Facebook. New preview. They're not actually addressing that. So I'm pretty sure it's what I told you, is the number of times a preview is they maybe have gone, but they didn't delve in, where a view, they've really clicked on the about section, the photo sections, they really delved into your page, is the way that I've always known it. But again, these terms change daily. In fact, the way that I can even live stream changes almost weekly. So it's really important that that we stay up with that. What's an embedded video post? That is a great question, Sandy. So embedded means instead of doing it live like here, I could go to, and I'm going to go, so I take this video here in Vimeo, I open it up, and up at the top here, I copy, and then I'm going to go back to Carla, I copy that link, and then I'm going to go over here to a post, and I'm going to paste that link, and now that video is embedded. And I can write things, I can tag friends, I can customize it, I can check in there, and then I hit share. And that there also are embedded links for this post, but that is an embedded post, which is different than what we're doing right now, a live post. That is a great question. Also, you can, for your business pages, you can schedule a post. So let's say I'm going out of town and I'm getting on a flight, but I want a post to go at 6 a.m. You can schedule a post on your business page or your personal public figure page to go live at, whatever time, any day that would be, different from today. So that is also an option as well. Seeing what else is on here. These are great questions. I really, really appreciate all of these questions. So again, the most recent question that came in is, what is an embedded post? And I went to my Vimeo account and I pulled up a video that I uploaded. It was the promo actually for this show. And the link at the top, I copied and pasted this, copied it, and then I went back to Carla Jean and I embedded it here. And it pulls it up, and once I would publish that, it shows the actual video so people can come and just hit play, which I do a lot of embedded video posts. And especially in my old format of the show, I did that. One of the other questions we had was, what's the difference between a preview and a view? A preview is someone goes to that page and they hovers over it quickly and then they leave, where a view is where they really delve into it and take a closer look. Now, there's been different comments of that, just like what's the difference between a like on a page and a follow, and why would I want to do one or the other, and what's more important? Really, there's not necessarily one that's more important. I want a lot of likes because that helps you. And it helps maximize any of your posts to those news feeds, and that's important to my small businesses that I'm helping to build their brands and engage in the community, and ultimately have more visibility and grow their business. So I always feel it's important to have more likes in that respect. So I am going to go back up. I'm going to open my page here, and I'm going to go to my personal page where you'll see the profile. I appreciate all of you tuning in. For those of you who are just kind of catching this, my name is Carla Berlin. You're watching Around Town TV, and we're talking social media 101. Are you someone who's intimidated, or you just want to understand it better, want to know, why, how, when, and what to post? And I'm at a point with one of my clients where she's really got it, but she's like, I'm not always sure how to come up with the creative. Well, I gave her a few ideas in like 2 minutes, and then she regurgitated back to me a bunch of different things. If you're not somebody who has the professional lights and microphone and equipment like we have, you can do this from your iPhones and from your cell phones, or most of your smartphones, I should say, and even pads, where you can do live videos. And if you're a real estate agent, or perhaps you're somebody who wants to just pop on and do something, it's a good way to interact. Videos help your posts gain visibility by over 80%. People will click on them, they may not watch. Now, we've gone a little longer than I like to, and I do that when there's a lot of people online asking questions, but they'll at least tune in and watch some of it. The shorter the video, usually the better if you're doing a promotion of some sort or a post. This is a live show, so that's a little bit different. Just seeing if we have any other comments here. Okay, yep. And when I'm done, I'll be able to see all of your comments. I really, really appreciate all of you that have tuned in. If social media has been something you have been fearful of, or even I have certain people I love dearly who have been actually kind of cruel to me about, oh yeah, that social media, that Facebook, it's for phonies. Well, yeah, those phonies are probably phony in real life too. But I can tell you that it is a very powerful tool. It is something you should be fearful of, but it has helped people find, somebody who was adopted, find their home. It helped. I had a stray cat that I found. I'm pointing because I found it right outside this door here, and I was able to find a person to help me rescue it and save its life before it got cold. It was very malnutritioned and very sick, and we're nurturing it back to life, or I shouldn't say I got it into a good rescue home, that is. But there's so many powerful things that can happen. I have seen really dear friends that I would never have known, because it'll show you your mutual friends on Facebook too. If you go to, I can't on my own, but if you go to a certain page, it'll show you your mutual friends. And it's so funny, I'll be like, hey, how do you know so-and-so? We know it's a small world, but Facebook makes that 6 degrees of separation like 1 degree, literally. So it's just really an awesome tool. Whether it's a sports team, or a school, or you're a public figure, or you're a celebrity, you're a small or medium-sized business. Some of the larger big companies in town, including universities, have sought my advice on some social media. And I love being able to help, whether it's a school or it's an educational piece or a big corporation in town. There's so much we can do with live videos like this. There's so many ways to get creative. There's so many ways to engage and tag and maximize a post. It takes effort, it takes time. You can do it easily through like a Hootsuite, or there's so many different softwares and tools that allow that. Just like I have a tool and a software that allow this to go to multiple platforms at once. But I chose when I first got online tonight to share it, just so that I can know how many people really watch this, so I can say to people, yes, Around Town TV Live, the 152nd edition that was on social media, got X amount of viewers. And I do appreciate all of you that follow and tune in. If you were somebody who didn't feel comfortable writing a question here, or maybe private messaging me, please do. If you want some help or advice, I've helped a lot of my friends. In addition to doing this for a living through Around Town Media, it has been a pleasure for me to help businesses gain visibility, get more customers, and grow their business, just being a creative, using creative tools to get the word out about their products and services and educating people and engaging with them. Oh, what tool do you use? Joni, I don't. I do it organically. I shouldn't say that. For some people, I'll use Hootsuite, but usually organically, I'll do it for my clients. And some people will say, oh, that takes hours. Um, it, it can, depending on how many clients I have, but truthfully, it's the smartest way to go. But if you're someone who just needs to get a quick post out, you're okay with how many people it goes to, you're a one-person show like I am, and you've got a lot on your plate, utilize Hootsuite. Even Google or Bing, the different options, but that's my most user-friendly one that I've used in the past as well, and I see it used quite often. Any other questions before we close this show of Around Town TV? We're talking social media, and I really, really appreciate, we've been online for 40 minutes, and we've had quite the following, so I really appreciate all of those who have stayed online. If you do have further questions, please reach out to me at info@around-town.tv, or you can call me at 952-934-0006. Yes, that was intentional when the show was on Channel 6. Or feel free to message me here or private message me on any social media platform, and I will get back to you. I do work with clients. This is what I do for a living. It's been a pleasure to be able to help clients grow their business, but I also love being able to keep in touch with my family and friends and my viewers and my clients' viewers and followers as well. Next Tuesday night, you're going to want to tune in. It was one of the most watched shows in February of this year. It is the Minnesota United States pageants, and I will have Vicki and Bill, the co-directors of the Minnesota United States pageants, will be joining me. They're coming down from Brainerd. We always have a good time. I've known them a long time. They really care about their title holders, pageants in general, and the future of where things are headed. But they're fun, and like I said, it was one of the most watched shows we've had back in February. So I encourage you to tune in next Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. But I do appreciate all of you that have tuned in tonight and asked questions. I'm going to take one more look to see if I have any other, and I will go through this again when I get off of this show. We'll kind of message through and make sure I got all of your comments. But again, thank you for tuning in. My name is Carla Berline. You're watching Around Town TV. We'll see you next Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. Central Time, right here. Thanks again and have a great week.